Robinson, Smith and Robinson Dentist in Lexington, South Carolina. Now, my girls went to him, and they did a good job with my girl's mouth. So all I needed was some fillings and one of my tooth, a whitening. That's all I needed. I'm gonna make this just as brief as I can. Went to Dr. Robinson. He did the work on my mouth and everything. He did the 2 fillings, and he put a cap, a whitener, right on my tooth. Now, the white filling that he put on my tooth, it didn't last a week. And I was in excruciating pain. I went back to his office. Matter of fact, it done pop off. The tip of it had done popped off. And the side, the middle, the center of the side had done, it was larger than what it normally used to be. And I explained to him, you know, and he went in there. I didn't fuss or complain, because I believe in giving anybody the benefit of the doubt. He put another one on there, and he said that was stronger. It didn't stay. It popped off. And my tooth was a little bit shorter than the other tooth. Now, this is what he did. When he put the filling on, what he should have done was measure my tooth so he can cut below that. But he didn't do that. He put the filling on, and he cut my whole tooth off and half of the side inside of my tooth as well. I went back to him, and I told him how I was hurting, and I was not happy with his work, and I won't have him doing nothing. I was going to get my records. I was going to have him to do anything to me again. And what happened as time went on, I said it's not right for me to go to another dentist, but let him do his job and fix this. And what he did, I'm gonna tell you how dirty this doctor is, just like the rest of them. He gave me an appointment to come in at 4 o'clock one afternoon. I went in there. Now I'm thinking that he's going to fix the issue on my tooth and get it right. He asked me, can he take the pictures? I let him take the pictures. They tried to put something in my mouth where they tried to stretch my mouth from one end to the other, and I snatched it out, and I gave it back to his assistants. And then what he did, he put 2 gauze right up here on my gum. And he said, now, let that sit for a while. And then when he let it sit, then he said, now, I'm going to rinse this out with some solution. And when he did that, he stood behind me because I was like this here. He stood behind me and he took both of his hands and he rocked my two front teeth like he was trying to pop them out of the root. And I had to take my hand and put on top of his hand to stop him. Now, I want every dentist to listen at what I'm getting ready to say. Every dentist. When he had put those gauze in my gum, and he put that solution in my mouth to rinse for whatever reason, to take the gauze out, which he had to do, just go ahead and take the gauze out. But he rinsed a solution in my mouth, and he didn't get the gauze from out of the room that I was in. He got it from out of another room. Now, shortly after that, which I had done returned home, my gums was burning. It was like a burning sensation for almost 3 to 4, probably 6 months. I had a burning sensation in my gums. I wanted to get a biopsy done because I know he done something, but I wasn't going to have one done here in South Carolina. I was going to go to Georgia to have them to do a biopsy. But my insurance wasn't going to cover for anything. I would have to pay out-of-pocket expenses, and that's what has stopped me. But I filed a report. I'm trying to tell you how dirty, corrupt South Carolina is. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is dirty, because they're not. I got some good friends here. I really do. That's in high places. But I'm talking about the ones who I have encountered, who the Lord has allowed me to encounter. I filed a report with the Dental Association, and I wrote them an 8-page letter based on what Dr. Robinson did to my mouth. Do you know? And the doctor that was handling the case, Narang, his last name spelled N-A-R-A-N-G, Dr. Narang. That was his name. And this man lied on me. They was trying to rush me to make a decision because they wanted me to go back to him. And I told him I wasn't. I told him I want to go to another dentist, and he paid for what he did to my tooth. And this doctor lied. He was untruthful. And he said that I told him that I was going to drop the case and take them to court. And I told Dr. Narang on the phone, I said, you just like the rest of them. I said, you literally lying to me. And he closed the case. And then he told me, say, well, if you want to reopen it based on my decision, you're not happy with my decision. I said, no, I'm not happy with no lie. He said, then you can reopen. But you know what? I said, forget it. I didn't even waste my time, because if I did an 8-page letter based on what Dr. Robinson did to my mouth, it's not even worth it for me to write another letter and waste another stamp on this right here. Because I know one day something is going to happen where I will be able to bring this here public before everybody. And I pray that no African Americans, I said it, no African Americans go to Dr. Smith.